What's up, girls? Welcome back to another custom minifigure showcase. This time we got Toji no Miko. Katana Maidens in English. And it's been pretty annoying, the process in making these figures. I had to go from clay sculpts to gray stuff. I had to go from yellow figures to flesh figures. So they've been through quite a lot. So 6 figures plus Nene. Let's just do this. So first we got Kanami right here. I made her and Mai at the same time, the torsos at least. I just wanted to replicate my paint job, that's all I wanted to do, that's why I made them at the same time. And that's kind of where Ellen and Kaoru fell through, because I made them at different times, so the paint job or the design of the whole thing didn't turn out the same. You know, they're supposed to be from the same school, so they have the same uniform. And yeah, I should have made them at the same time, but I didn't, unfortunately. At least I did that for Mai and Kanami right here. And for being a year-old paint job, it's pretty decent, especially when it comes from this big-ass brush. And I did all this plus the eyes and everything with this brush. Now that I think about it, every custom of this show is made with that brush. So that's something. I mean, I don't really know what the hell to say. Nobody's probably seen this show who's watching this. If you haven't, go check it out, I guess. Just a couple of episodes, the first 3. If you're not into it, then, you know, it's not for you. I think it was pretty good, just above average. The things that kind of brought it down was some story things and animation-wise. Like, the show has some really nice-looking hand-drawn animations when it comes to the fights, but most of them are in CGI, so that's kind of a bummer. But, yeah. You know, Kanami, your typical protagonist, upbeat girl, just wants to train, become better with the sword, whatever. Typical character, but it's just a guilty pleasure. Next is Hiyori, which is the last figure I made out of all of them. It's probably the best looking one in terms of accuracy and paint job wise. I didn't paint her shoes though. She's supposed to have some dark gray shoes, but I just didn't bother with that. The only thing that kind of ruins this figure is the sculpt right here. You can kind of see it's kind of deformed right there. It's bulging out on the left side, so yeah, it's just a minor thing. I just didn't fix it. I don't know why, but I have no plans on fixing it either. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. I just don't really care about it. Other than the legs and the sculpt, it's a pretty good depiction of the character in Lego form. Almost perfect. And for her katana, I actually cut it up and sanded it down so it actually looks like her katana. She's got a dual-edged one. That's what's so special about it. Fam! So next we got Ellen, and what can I say? This sculpt right here is one of my few successful ones with green stuff. This was around the time I still used clay, but it was really annoying making long hair pieces, so I just tried making hers with a Dumbledore hairpiece right here, and it worked out pretty good. One of the few successful attempts with green stuff. Now this figure is very, very sloppy in so many areas, but it's because of the brush, obviously. You can't get these really nice lines right here without a smaller brush. So if I would have made this figure now, I would have made these white and yellow lines right here really thin on the outside right here, because her chest is supposed to be poking out quite a lot, so this white area right here is supposed to be stretching out a little bit more. So right now it's just very covered up. It doesn't look that great, but it's passable. And as I said, I didn't make this figure at the same time I made Kaoru, so the coloring is quite different. And then I even made her strap right there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I did like this character quite a lot in the show though. The figure is passable, but right now I just feel I can do it more justice. Then we got Kaoru right here, and obviously she's supposed to be shorter than everyone. Didn't bother shortening her legs, but if I would have made her now, I'd probably use the new short legs, maybe. I don't know. They're somewhat a little bit too short, I guess. It's not that big of a deal. Like, when it comes to scales and Lego, it's just forget about it. When it comes to characters, pretty much. Now, the mistake I made with these figures is that I looked up 2 different pictures. I looked up the anime one and then the game one, I believe. The artwork from the game. So, yeah. The coloring was completely different. The anime one had these parts in orange, but the game one had them in like this brownish color. So yeah, that's kind of the problem. And I used mostly the game one for Kaoru, so that's the reason why hers ended up this way. I don't know, maybe I can actually just rework these two figures because it's not that much work compared to the other ones. I don't know, maybe. I really don't know. Don't really feel like it, but that's just a thought. So anyway, I had Kaoru's hairpiece sculpted in clay, so that was pretty easy to transition that into gray stuff. Same goes with her face, already painted as well on a yellow head, so just copy paste that as well. And then the thighs, of course, in there were yellow as well, so wipe that off, just repaint it. Now this figure is a little bit annoying to make because she's got the uniform hanging down her shoulders right there. So I had to make it look like that, so yeah, pretty annoying. First time I've done something like that. I think it turned out pretty good. Probably could have done it a whole lot better by now, but it's passable. Legs obviously aren't the best either. And she even has a skirt piece, but you know, it's not even visible, so I don't know. Maybe I can just remove that or something. It's not that necessary to have. And Kaoru is the only one that has a unique weapon. She's got the Nene Kirimaru, so yeah, this huge ass blade, which didn't turn out that huge in Lego. It's basically the same size as the katanas, but longer handle, I guess. Just don't want to go overboard or anything like that, so yeah, a pretty decent sword, sculpted it myself. Then you got Nene right there, which was actually pretty fun to make. I really enjoyed making this little guy right here, her little pet Aradama. Again, I painted everything with this brush. I'm just really surprised how well this turned out, and I'm like, this is exactly how Lego would probably make it. Like, it just looks really official. Obviously the eyes are a little bit sloppy, but other than that, you know, it's pretty damn good. And that's just my goal, trying to make it look as official as possible. Then we got the big sister of the show that has one purpose and one skill, and that is to make cookies. That is all her character does. That is the entire character. Make cookies and be the big sister. That's it. That's the entire character right there. Now, I made her entire hairpiece in green stuff at first, but that was just complete shit. So I destroyed that, and then eventually just made it in gray stuff when I had that, and yeah, it just turned out way better. Torso is identical, as I made them at the same time. Just some minor differences. And then I obviously gave her chest because she's got a bigger one compared to Kanami, obviously. But the back's same, everything's the same, arms the same, skirts the same. The skirts are pretty shitty, as you can see. It was when I started switching to these fabric skirts, basically, and I just didn't know how to do it. Now I have a better understanding of how to make fabric skirts and just make the detail look better and stuff like that. So yeah, these two are kind of the guinea pigs. All of these figures were pretty shitty. You can kind of see on Higori, hers actually turned out pretty good. The rest are pretty shitty. So anyway, same deal here. Legs were in yellow, so I had to switch that to flesh. And that's pretty much it. I will say this, the characters are really fun when they don't take themselves too seriously. Especially shown in the spin-off shorts. Mini Toji. Just, I had a good time with that. Just seeing the characters. Outside of all the seriousness, the characters are pretty great then. And lastly, we have Sayaka, which eyes are too far apart. You don't believe me? Too far apart. The hair kind of saves it a little bit, but that's also another thing I might have to just change. Like, I might just come back to some of these at some point, just fix them a little bit. I don't know. Her hairpiece is actually green stuff as well. Everything's green stuff except this front bang right here. And she's supposed to have a cowlick right here, so that's something as well that I might have to fix. But I just didn't want to risk it when I first started sculpting with green stuff, so yeah. Her torso, her uniform is pretty close to Kanami's and Mai's in terms of design. And she's supposed to have like these frills on the skirt right here. Just didn't make them. Legs are pretty sloppy done, but keep in mind, big ass brush. But it's not too bad. You can tell it's Sayaka. Now Sayaka is a pretty bland and boring character. You know, it's just your typical quiet, oppressed girl that's super strong, being pushed to do things she doesn't want to. But then, you know, the big sister comes along, start baking cookies, and she becomes a cookie monster, just addicted to cookies. That's it. That's actually what happens. So there's my figures of Katana Maidens. Not too bad, not too great, just solid enough for a collection, I guess. Might come back to them at some point, at least a couple of them, just fix them up a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, it's not that important. Maybe if there's some sign of life from this show at some point in life, maybe I'll come back to them. Maybe. But it's important to move on, make new things, and just not keep sticking to the same old things. So, yeah. Thank you all for sticking through to the very end, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.